Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Missouri Sports Network Morning Update. Certainly glad that you have tuned in here today as we look here at Monday, September the 30th. September the 30th, 2024 is the 273rd day of the year. 92 days remain until the end of 2024. Well, the playoffs in the American League have been clinched, and yes, the Kansas City Royals are part of the playoffs. They clinch over the weekend, becoming only the second team to lose 100 games the year previous and make the playoffs the following year, joining the 2017 Minnesota Twins, who made the playoffs after losing 100 games the year before. The 2020 Marlins did it, but that was during a COVID shortened season. Well, the Chiefs did it somehow. They give up 10 points early and then hold them. An outstanding effort by the defense. The Chiefs' offense is still not right. And then you lose Rashee Rice, and we're not sure exactly how long he's going to be out for, but it may be a season-ending injury was the way it looked on that particular play. Andy Reid, what a job he's done. He loses his number one running back, his number one and number two wide receivers, and Travis Kelce had 69 yards, I think, total coming into Sunday's game with the Chargers, but doubles that up almost, and they get a win, 17-10. They're not doing it flashy, but you look at a year ago with the receivers that were just dropping balls, and they figured it out. And if Andy Reid figures it out this year after losing his number one running back, his number one and two wide receivers, he's got to be the coach of the year. Just can't see any way that he would not get coach of the year if they just make the playoffs. But while most MLB teams played the 162 of the regular season Sunday, the regular season not quite finished. Sunday was slated to be the final day of action for 2024 baseball season, but there's still one playoff race undecided, and it will take an extra day to short things out due to the hurricane. 10 teams have clinched the 12 spots of the playoff field. The Atlanta Braves, the New York Mets, and the Arizona Diamondbacks are still trying to clinch a spot. The race won't be settled until today's doubleheader in Atlanta between the Braves and the Mets is completed. The 2024 postseason starts on Tuesday. The Braves and the Mets will reconvene in Georgia for the final two games of their pivotal series after being rained out by Hurricane Helene. The two NL East rivals headed to Monday in playoff position. The Braves and the Mets and the D-backs are tied for the final two spots. However, the Braves hold the tiebreaker against both teams and currently are in position of the number 5 seed. The Mets hold the tiebreaker against the Diamondbacks and are currently in possession of number 6 seed after winning on Sunday. If one team wins a doubleheader, wins both games of the doubleheader, the Diamondbacks are in, but they split the doubleheader. The Mets and the Braves will go to the postseason. As I mentioned, it does start tomorrow with the AL Wild Card on Tuesday, October 1st. AL Wild Card Series Game 1, Astros versus the Tigers, will be at 2:30 p.m. on ABC and Fubo. Game 1 of the Orioles versus the Royals will be at 4:08 p.m., but 3:08 here on ESPN2 and Fubo. The NL Wildcard Series, the Brewers and the Mets or the Diamondbacks, will be at 4:32 on ESPN or Fubo. The NL Wildcard Series Game number 1, Padres versus the Braves or the Mets, will be at 7:38 p.m. So from 1:30 to 7:30, you got 4 games going on, and the Royals will be part of one of them. The others are not yet decided. On Tuesday, Wild card game series will be the Astros versus the Tigers at 1:30, the Orioles versus the Royals at 3:30, and the Brewers versus the Metro Diamondbacks at 6:30, and at 8:30 will be the Padres versus the Braves or the Mets. Missouri State gets a big conference win against Youngstown State. As you look at the numbers, Jacob Clark was 21 of 29 for 325 yards and 3 touchdowns. No interceptions on the day. He did have 7 carries for 63 yards as well, so nearly 400 yards total offense by Jacob Clark. Jacardier Wright had 9 carries for 51 yards, and Jamari Robinson had 2 for 27. Jamari Robinson caught 3 passes for 104 yards. And Lance Mason, 4 catches for 53 yards and 2 touchdowns in that contest. The Bears now 3-2, and I believe they've won 3 in a row. And they scored the touchdown, the go-ahead and winning touchdown on the Lance Mason's second touchdown reception from Jacob Clark with 8 seconds left on the clock. So the Bears 3-2 on the season, and after their 38-31 win, Missouri State then will travel to Illinois State on Saturday, October the 12th. So this Saturday they have is their bye week before heading on the road to Illinois State. Then they have Indiana State coming in the following week, and then Northern Iowa will host the Bears on October the 26th. Evangel football, they continue to roll. 27-14 over Ottawa. Evangel now 4-0 despite being outgained in total yards, outpassed by 100 yards. Rushing yards, they had the advantage there. They were 6 of 14 on third downs, while Ottawa was 9 of 16 on third downs for a better percentage. But Ottawa also 0 for 3 on fourth down conversions. Evangel did not attempt a fourth down. Ottawa wins time of possession as well. Evangel took a 10-0 lead in that game. Eric Williams, a 3-yard run, followed by the kick. It was 10 plays, 74 yards. Time of possession was 4:23. And then right at the end of the second quarter, Evangel gets a field goal to go up 10-0. Ottawa cuts it to 10-7 before Evangel's Eric Williams scores again on a 4-yard run to make it 17-7. And then Eric Williams on a 42-yard run makes it 24-7. And Evangel was on its way to a victory and 4-0. Now the number 16th ranked team in the NAIA. SBU gets a win on homecoming over Lincoln University of Missouri here at Plaster Stadium in Bolivar, 17-13. The defensive effort there as well by Southwest Baptist, who was down 10-7 at half and then up 17-10 going into the fourth quarter. Ottawa was able to kick a field goal with 6:43 remaining in the contest, unable to get the ball back and get in the end zone for the touchdown. Game took 2 hours and 46 minutes to complete here on homecoming, as Lincoln now is 0-4 and Southwest Baptist is 2-2. Mizzou had an off week this week, but they go to Kyle Field. And they'll go into Texas A&M as slight underdogs, according to Vegas, which may move the Tigers to try and prove something mentally. Well, Kyle Field is one of the toughest places to play. The stage shouldn't be too overwhelming, for the senior quarterback, Brady Cook. The 3-year starters played bigger stages, including the Cotton Bowl just last season. So looking for good things there for the Tigers. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll come back with some high school sports news from around the state. We'll run through the top 10 high school football programs and how they fared this weekend, and we'll do that after this break. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network Morning Update, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Back after this.
I'll have the avocado toast, minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck.
And a high-tech Chevy SUV.
Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together, we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Hey, welcome back to the morning update here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Presented by Liuna, Labor's Local 663, who reminds us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. Looking at over the weekend on the football side, high school football side of it, the Class 6 state rankings, Week 5 results. Number 1, Rockhurst. They moved to 5-0 as they defeat Bishop Miege 20-3. CBC goes to 4-1 with a 41-0 win over SLU. They're ranked number 2. And Nixa comes in tied for third with Lee Summit North. And Nixa wins 56-12 over 11, and they're now 5-0. Lee Summit North also 5-0 as they defeat Blue Springs 44-12. Coming in at number 5 is DeSmet. They're 4-1 on the season. They got a 62-14 win over Chaminade. Number 6, tied for number 6, is Blue Springs South, and they get a victory 43-14 over Staley. So they're 4-1. Liberty is also 4-1. 62-34, they defeat Central St. Joseph. Lee Summit 4-1 as they get a win 45-10 over Lee Summit West. Seckman is number 9, and they are 5-0 at this point. They get a 30-0 win in their contest. Liberty North is now 3-2, the defending Class 6 state champions, 3-2 on the season. They get a 50-7 win over Raymore Peculiar. In Class 5 state rankings, Cardinal Ritter stays atop. They are 5-0. They get a 50-16 win over Live for Life. Platte County is number 2 at 5-0. They get a 42-7 win over Belton. Jeff City Elias takes it on the chin. They have dropped to 4-1 with a 29-22 lead, or win, or loss to Rockbridge. St. Pius X, they're now 5-0 as well with their victory, 64-0 over Chillicothe. Carthage comes in at number 5. Carthage is now 4-1 on the season as they defeat Willard 49-14. Eureka is 5-0 at number 6, and they get a 14-10 win over Kirkwood. Cape Central, also 5-0, and they get a 47-0 shutout of St. Dominic. And Capital City moving to 4-1 as they defeat Jeff City 49-7. Elsewhere, Branson comes in at number 9. They are 5-0, and they get a 55-6 win over Parkview. And Hazelwood East, also 5-0, coming in number 10, and they defeat Parkway North 7-0. In Class 4, state rankings, the Week 5 results, Lutheran North is number 1, and they're 4-1 now with an 80-0 victory over Lutheran South. Kearney comes in at number 2. They're undefeated at 5-0. Get a 43-6 win over North Kansas City. Smithville is number 3. They're 4-1. They get a win over Excelsior Springs 42-7. Hannibal is 3-2 on the season. They come in at number 4, and they won 40-0 over Mexico. Warrensburg is number 5, and they lose 21-14 to Pleasant Hill to drop them to 4-1. Kirksville wins. They're 5-0 with a 40-0 victory over Marshall. Warrenton also 5-0, 42-14 victory over St. Charles. Nevada 4-1, and they're ranked number 8, 28-7 win over East Newton. Hillsboro falls to 2-3 with their loss 14-7 to Festus at number 9. Number 10, Savannah is 3-2, and they get a 53-6 win over Benton. In Class 3, Blair Oaks ranked number 1 at 4-1. They get a 62-0 shutout over Boonville, who was number 9 coming in Class 3 to the week. Seneca, they stayed perfect, 5-0 with a 56-14 win over Aurora. Dexter, also 5-0 now, 24-20 win over Southern Boone. Maryville, they moved to 3-2 with their 44-6 win over Cameron at number 4. Number 5, Mount Vernon, with a 42-32 victory over Lamar to push them to 4-1, and it's at least the first time in 14 years, I believe, that Mount Vernon has beaten Lamar, and it may go back longer than that. St. Francis Borgia 5-0. They come in at number 6 in Class 3 with a 40-34 victory over St. Genevieve. 53-6 over Roosevelt. Park Hill Central is number 7, and they get a win to put them at 4-1, 40-34 over St. Genevieve. Stratford 5-0 on the season. They get a 35-26 win over Reach Spring to put them at 5-0. Number 9 is Boonville, 4-1. And they lose to Blair Hope 62-0. And Southern Boone is now 3-2 after their 24-21 loss to number 3 ranked Dexter. In Class 2, number 1 team is Fair Grove. And they're 5-0 with the 61-21 win over Clever. Bowling Green comes in at number 2, and they're 5-0 after their 59-0 win over Louisiana. Lamar is now 3-2 on the season after their 42-32 loss to Mount Vernon. Valley Catholic moves to 4-1 with 37-7 win over number 8 ranked Caruthersville. Warsaw stays perfect with a 42-0 win over Versailles. They're ranked 5. Ranked 6 is South Shelby. They're also 5-0 on the season, 42-8 over Highland. Lafayette County is number 7. They go to 4-1 with their 70-20 win over Richmond. Caruthersville, number 8, as I mentioned, they dropped to 4-1 after their 37-7 loss to Valley Catholic. Number 8, Mid Buchanan, stays perfect on the season with a 34-6 win over Lawson. And Mount View Liberty at number 10 gets a shutout 50-0 over Willow Springs to put them at 4-1. And in Class 1, state rankings, Marionville stays perfect, 5-0, 52-16 over Diamond. Number 2 is St. Vincent. They are also 5-0 with 35-0 win over Hayti. Adrian is number 3, 4-1 on the season, and they get a victory over Butler 32-0. Number 4 ranked team is Milan. They dropped to 3-2 with a 10-7 loss to Polo. Number 5 is Tipton. They're 4-1. They get a 38-32 win over Harrisburg. Van Far comes in at number 6. They're 5-0. They get a 34-7 win over Montgomery County. Windsor is number 7. They get a 4-1 victory. They're 4-1. They get a 38-6 victory over Lincoln. Marceline 3-2. They defeat Maysville 21-13. Ash Grove at number 9. They're 4-1 after their 28-21 win over Miller. Scotland County, who makes their first appearance in a Class 1 top 10 as they removed Salisbury, who dropped out of the top 10. And they go to Salisbury and they get shut out 32-0. So Salisbury likely back in the top 10. Great Southern Bank brings you today's events in sports history. On this date, 1927, Yankee slugger Babe Ruth smacks his Major League Baseball record 60th home run off Tom Zachary in the 8th inning of New York's 4-2 win over the Washington Senators at Yankee Stadium. And in 1934, Babe Ruth's final game as a New York Yankee, and he goes 0 for 3. In 1945, on this day, Detroit Tigers future Baseball Hall of Fame first baseman Hank Greenberg smacks an AL pennant winning grand slam on the final day of the season as the Tigers beat the St. Louis Browns 6-3. And in 1949, Pirates' Ralph Kiner hits his 54th home run in the National League, a National League record 16 home runs in September. And in 1956, Phillies' Robin Roberts gives up a Major League record 46th home run. On this date in history, 1965, LA Dodger Don Drysdale, 23-12, wins 13 straight games, 7 of those by shutout. And in 1972, on this date, Pittsburgh right fielder Roberto Clemente doubles off Mets' John Matlock to become the 11th player in Major League Baseball to record 3,000 hits as the Pirates beat New York 5-0. That would be his final hit, his career. In 1973, Mel Gray begins his NFL streak of 127 consecutive game receptions. In 1973, the New York Yankees closed 50th year at Yankee Stadium with an 8-5 loss to Detroit Tigers for an 80-82 season. Manager Ralph Houck, he resigns following that year. In 1980, Oakland outfielder Ricky Henderson sets an AL stolen base record with his 97th win over the Chicago Sox, breaking Ty Cobb's mark of 96, set in 1916. You've been listening and watching the Missouri Sports Network Morning Report. My name is Guy Newcomb. Hope everybody has a great day. And hey, join us today at Bambino's Italian Cafe at East Battlefield in Lone Pine for the Springfield area quarterback. I'll be out there. See you at 11:30. Have a great day. And as always, the Missouri State Highway reminds us to take 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe. Be smart.